Everyone's heard this question before, what is the meaning of life? And I guess first off, it's not entirely clear what people mean when they ask that question. Um, but I think most people take it to mean, what is the point of life? Why is there life at all? It can also be taken to mean, how should a person live their life? So when someone asks what is the meaning of life, what they might be meaning to ask is, how should a person live their life, or what is the correct way to live? I think the best answer we have right now for why is there life would be the biological explanation that basically says millions of years ago, Earth's oceans had a bunch of molecules in them that basically spontaneously came together and formed DNA or RNA, and then after that, at some point in time, lipids, I think is what they're called, formed a cell around the DNA and it started self-replicating. I would say that's the best answer we have for why there's life. But I don't think that answer would really satisfy people asking what is the meaning of life, because there's no meaning to that. I think a lot of people want there to be a meaning to life, a purpose, but there really is no greater purpose. The only way that life could really have that kind of purpose is if life was created for a purpose by something else. But if that was the case, then there would still be the mystery of what is the meaning of the creator's existence. So it doesn't really get us anywhere. The meaning of life. What is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life? Who knows? Who knows what the meaning of life is? I think it depends on your current disposition. Alright, so somehow my iPhone battery went from 70% to 10% in like 5 minutes of video capture. I'm not sure if it has to do with the fact that it's kind of cold outside. Kind of weird. Anyway, I just wanted to add a quick segment. When I was a kid, the meaning of life was simple. It was basically get through school so that I don't get in trouble, behave, and so I can go home and watch cartoons and play with my toys. And that was basically it. That's all I wanted, that's all I needed. I was content with that. All I wanted to do was build model kits and play video games and stuff like that. But as you get older and you start to lose interest in the things that you liked as a child, that's when the question, what is the meaning of this? What is the purpose of my life? That's when that question arises, and you start trying to think about, what is my life even for? What should I be doing? I used to really be into material things. I loved toys, I loved Transformers, I loved Zoid model kits, and buying a new one, that used to be like my favorite thing in the world. But as I got older, around middle school, I started to realize that those things, while I would be really excited about them right when they came, and I'd be really excited about them for like a week or so, after that, it's like I completely didn't care about it anymore, and I just needed the next one. And so that's when I realized that material things, it's just the novelty that is really enjoyable about them. So that's when I stopped trying to chase material things. When I was in elementary school, I also chased completion on video games. I used to be really into 100%ing video games. I 100%ed Donkey Kong 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Kirby 64, and so when I was a kid I was really into that sort of thing, and I was into working towards maxing out a character like World of Warcraft. I used to really enjoy building up a character, but as I got older I started to lose interest in that sort of gameplay and that sort of goals in life, and I became more interested in skill-based things where the point of the game isn't to accumulate things in the game, but rather the point is to accumulate skills in your brain. And that way it feels more like you're actually developing yourself rather than just spending all these hours to accumulate things in game. So yeah, I wish I didn't get into World of Warcraft. I wish I had just kept playing Warcraft 3. I think Warcraft 3 was a better game. It didn't appeal to that leveling up part of the brain, that dopamine rush you get from leveling up your character in World of Warcraft, or that feeling you get when you get that new piece of gear. Warcraft 3 didn't have that, because Warcraft 3 was strictly a competitive game, and the reward you got was in outplaying the opponent and playing well, which I think is a more noble thing